There is a new documentary by one of the people involved with Ready Player One, Dan Farah, who's worked closely with Steven Spielberg. It's a documentary called Age of Disclosure about the UFO, UAP topic that normally I would cover on my other channel, but it's starting to get more and more notice from people and just general. I had not only did I have a friend of mine who she's not part of this, he never pays attention to this topic, was texting me, said, "Hey, did you hear about this?" And I've known about this quite a while since it debuted on South by. Roka posted about it, and as I said on my video, I don't like, and I was a hypocrite because I don't like going after people on social media. I don't think I went after him, but I said to him on the social thing, I said, "You're not as educated in this." And he rightfully so said, "Hey, I am educated. I've been paying attention to this thing for a bit." And I said, "Well, en contraire, mon frere, I'm talking about the last 3 years inside of politics." And I said, "Why are we doing this on social media? We do a show every Monday together. Let's just talk about it then, because now it's relevant." So that's what we're going to do. But a special guest is going to join us for that segment. My good friend, Attack Peter, will be here to discuss. We'll have an open discussion about it. And the question really is going to be, it's not going to be a debate, really. It's going to be more so of, and Roka will probably have his opinion on this too. Is it going to have any impact on the regular person watching it? Is it going to do essentially what it did for me 3 years ago, this one documentary I saw, and I started paying attention to it more? Is it just going to be one of those things that comes and goes, which is also possible? So we'll discuss. And then we're going to jump into the regular movie news. And we've got the box office, Black Phone 2, doing pretty well. Roka saw After the Hunt. Very curious. I saw his review, and we're curious. We'll talk about that movie. Didn't do very well in the box office. I'll tell you that. And a few other things. Glen Powell suggested for Marvel's thing. George Lucas says he's moved past Star Wars. And Mark Ruffalo still wants to see a solo Hulk film. So that and more on the Kristian Harloff Show here today with myself, John Roka, and special guest Attack Peter, at least for the beginning. Let's get into this shit. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Kristian Harloff Show here today on this Monday. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Joining me as always on Monday is my good buddy, Mr. John Roka. What's up, John? How you doing?
Hello. How are you, man? How's it going? How was your weekend, brother?
It's good so far, man. It was good so far. Did you see? I don't know if you saw on my video on when was it on? I don't know, on the UAP channel. I said, this is what I said. I said, listen.
Oh, we're just jumping into it. Okay. All right.
Well, yeah, because I saw your post.
You saw my post,
and I responded to your post.
Well, we should read my post.
Don't you think? Yeah, 1,000%. We will do just that.
Right,
we'll do just that. And I saw your post, and then when I saw it, I responded. So go ahead and read your post out. What your post said about the actual topic of
the trailer was posted by Discussing Film, and I said, "Cool trailer, cool trailer." That's the first thing I said.
Yeah,
could be bullshit, could be true. I just don't put much stock in any doc that contains a spineless Mark Rubio or conspiracy nut Anna Paulina Luna as, quote, experts on its subject matter. I don't believe we are alone in the universe, but until hard and concrete evidence comes out that aliens and UFOs landed here and our government covered it up, I will remain skeptical, as should everyone else. Remember, documentaries can be quite manipulative when they want to be.
Right.
That was my post.
So I don't disagree with a lot of that.
Fair post.
I didn't say it wasn't fair. My disagreement came with and I said this, what I didn't make clear enough in the response, because initially I said, you're not as educated in this topic, to which you rightfully responded, "Hey, you've only been into this for 3. I've been paying attention for a long time." I didn't mean the topic of UFOs in general. What I meant was because things move fast in this, and what has moved significantly from the last 3 years is how much the government has actually gotten involved. And what I was talking about as far as education went was more so that, yes, maybe so in that trailer, you do have one side of the aisle that is featured pretty predominantly. However, in the 2023 hearing and other things, you had AOC, Garcia, Schumer is leading the charge based off of what Harry Reid wanted to do. It's a very bipartisan topic in general. But let's read I want to read the article itself about the announcement of this, because that's what this is pertaining to and why it's relevant to our show, and then we're going to bring in Attack Peter. So let's bring in this.
Hello?
Why are you there? Get out of here.
Good.
Why am I here? What's happening?
What just happened?
This is unbelievable. Come on, Luke. I always blame Luke. Where I don't know, that's not it. I think this is it. There we go. All right. It's always poor Luke's fault, even though he does everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So Buzzy UFO doc, The Age of Disclosure, lands VOD streaming date on Prime Video. The film will also get awards qualifying theatrical screening in LA, New York, and DC. That's big news too, especially considering it's probably trying to go for like a documentary award or something along the lines too. That's why they're putting it out, right? So where is The Age of Disclosure by filmmaker Dan Farah features on record interviews with 34 current and former senior members of the U.S. government, military, and intelligence community with direct knowledge of unidentified aerial phenomena. Film contends there has been an 80-year cover-up of the existence of non-human intelligent life and a secret war among nations to reverse engineer UFO technology. Film comes amid a series of headline-making bipartisan congressional hearings on UAPs calling for transparency about what the government might know about non-human intelligent life. Ever since South by Southwest, Rogan has been a vocal supporter of the project, gaining distribution, repeatedly urging streamers to pick up the film. It's an amazing documentary. I really hope that this gets released somewhere big. Very well done. They think this documentary is going to break the dam. It's pretty intense. Hollywood Reporter's review was more skeptical. The Age of Disclosure tackles its topic with utmost certainty and sincerity. Its interview subjects treating everything they say like it's established fact, not requiring corroboration or confirmation. Some of the officials interviewed include Marco Rubio, Kristen Gillibrand, Mike Rounds, Jim Clapper, who was a director of national intelligence under Barack Obama. Back in March, Farah discussed making the film in detail with the reporter, saying his goal was to only interview people who had direct knowledge of the topic as a result of their work with the U.S. government. Okay, so there's a lot that we can discuss here in general, but before we do that, I want to bring in someone who has been on the UAP channel with me very much so. He's a very talented artist and has become a very good friend of mine. That, of course, is the one and only Attack Peter. Peter,
hey,
how are you,
going?
bud? What's going on?
I feel like I've broken through the dimension to this side. Happy to be here with the cool guys. What's going on?
It's true. It's true. And it's funny because you wrote me this morning, you're like, can't wait to watch this discussion.
I was gonna watch it and let's see how this goes from different perspectives, because I have a lot in common with Roka on this topic, from what I see. Just different reasoning for getting to the same point of view. But we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Look, here's the thing. And this is what I've said about this documentary. It came out at South by Southwest. What I don't think it's going to do is, look, myself and Peter, and again, making it very clear that it's not that John hasn't paid attention to it, understands the topic, but John, you'd agree that you're not as in the know, paying attention to what's happening with the government and the certain things and the hearings that have been made over the last couple of years, correct?
I would say that I've watched some of the stuff, clip outs and things of that nature over the year, but I haven't sat down and watched the documentaries that you've sent me. But I've got a pretty good handle on this stuff because I am more politically aware. I would think you would argue I'm more politically aware than you about all the stuff that's going on
in general with yeah, sure, with all politics. Yeah,
you're definitely crosses over because this is part of hearings and whatever. Yeah,
sure. But I think that
you're probably more incisively knowledgeable about this stuff currently than I am. Yes.
What I'm getting at more so is that if the three of us watch this topic, there's going to be less that Peter and I are going to be like, oh, well, I haven't heard that before than you in this topic. Like this particular topic, there'll be certain things that people have said, and I think that that's the goal of the mainstream. Because my Bonnie Somerville sent me this. She's like, "Have you seen this?" And I'm like, to me, like the two things that I get there is like, is this going to move the needle at all for people who are really aware of it? Because I saw a lot of people in the comments who are saying, "Oh, I think that it's a way to distract people from the news." That's the silliest thing anyone's ever said, because it's a bipartisan team. If it was one team that was doing it just to push it out there in general, then I go, okay, maybe they're just trying to distract. That's not the case.
But I'll push back on that if you don't mind. Sure. I'll say that if we're still at a point where we believe that, I do not want this to become a political conversation, but I just have to say this. If we're still at a point where we think the lines in the sand are drawn one party and the other party, and that's it, then we're not being honest, because
Right.
what more likely is that there are factions within all government, right, that have their own agendas and own initiatives. And if you could use momentum happening across the aisle for your own personal gain, you'll do it, you know. So I guess that's where potentially, like, we all have something in common, is that we are all super suspicious of any momentum and movement in government, sadly.
Sure, but I think that this Dan Farah, we don't know what his political side is, what he's trying to do.
Fair.
He's trying to get this out there, and this is where I stand on this, John. I wanted to see what you think here, because this is outside of what you believe, and more so on the business side with Hollywood, where you and I usually line up on the business side of it, right? So do you think, because you look, what I've been saying on my channel, the other channel, is Dan Farah, who is very much involved and has been involved with Spielberg, Ready Player One, and all those things, right? He puts this thing out first. This is the first movie in the Hollywood circle that is starting to get people talking about it, yourself included. I mean, you saw it. You whatever you believe, you posted about it.
Yeah.
So it did its job there, and so he's involved with Spielberg. He knows Spielberg. Whatever. Spielberg's Disclosure movie is coming out next year.
Right.
That's the first one that pops after that. Then after that is going to be Kaczynski's UFO movie. He's also in line with Spielberg and that crew, and Spielberg has been very vocal about how Cruise and Kaczynski changed the game with Top Gun Maverick, and he's been, you know, a fan. And then that lines up. Then you got Trevorrow, who's also in sync with Spielberg, the Jurassic side of it and all that. He's got a movie about Bob Lazar and George Knapp coming out. I said that for a long time, that the government side of things could be the way to get more information out about this topic. I'm thinking less about that. And if there is actual information that people can relay to directors and things that they maybe couldn't testify under oath, that they give it to the director, the writer. Is that real? I don't know. And you put it out in the way that they did in Close Encounters, you know, and you put that out there. But do you think that this wave now, is it just because people are saying, well, this is the next big thing, or is this a calculated effort to put out information through pop culture?
Well, it's not an easy answer, because I do think there's stuff going on to you know, kind of take advantage of a political position. And certainly this is a party, because it's being, yes, you're saying it's bipartisan, but it is really being led by a lot of these GOP people, right? Tim Burchett, Anna Paulina Luna, Mark Ruffalo, others who are pushing this. And yes, there are bipartisan people involved, but what is the reason? What is the foundation of this? And it's because that party has become a party of conspiracy theories about everything. So this exposes what they believe the government has been hiding for all these years and what have you. Now, of course, we've had the Roswell incident, and this used to be a leftist point of view, right? Like, hey, you know, their government is hiding aliens from us. What else are they hiding from us? And we've seen that kind of stuff. So I do think some of this comes from a place of self-serving. That being said, there has always been a fascination with UFOs and with UAPs, as the new term is called, and what it all means. We've seen so many movies and so many documentaries that have explored this. Netflix had 2 really great documentaries in the last couple of years exploring this kind of stuff. And, you know, we've seen books and all of this stuff here, but we've never had concrete evidence. So I think this is like taking advantage of a thing that was bubbling below the surface. And now that there's more access to documents, more access to videos, now this has caused people to give it a little more credence. So yes, I do think they're riding the wave, kind of like what happened with Titanic, where we had all these documentaries and the movie and all this right around the same time.
But Spielberg is Spielberg
though? Like, well, I don't understand that gives.
You said the wave.
Yeah, but that Spielberg's been doing that since Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
No, but that's different.
UFO stuff.
But this is the
UFO interest, you know?
Right? But this is different. This is what I'm saying. Had this been about like another War of the Worlds type of movie, or ET, or something like that.
But you think because he's doing videos or movies on them that somehow they now have credibility. We don't know.
I'm not saying that. I haven't seen the movie. I don't know what the movie is. I don't know the movie. What I'm saying is, if it leads to, because you're still talking about the people that have been focused in this particular documentary, the right side of it, right? I don't know where Dan Farah lands, as I mentioned before.
I don't think Dan, I'm not putting any political aspersions on Dan, but Dan has an interest in this getting out. Dan has an interest in this. and where what is Dan's personal point? Because a lot of Dan's stuff has also been debunked by people who are just as knowledgeable, intelligent, and scientific. And I spent over the weekend reading and watching a bunch of stuff because of your comment. I was like, well, let me get deeper into this. Let me see what Kristian's talking
about. Is that why you brought up Mick West?
No, Jay. No, there's other people.
That guy can have an alien ship in front of his house, and he's going to say it's a balloon.
Well, I mean, Hank Green. I think Hank Green did an incredible video.
Okay, I don't know.
Breaking down the Tic Tac video and how much nonsense that is, and then breaking down other videos.
Wait, why is that? Okay, Scott, Peter, I know you. I'll let you respond.
Well, we're just going to go off. We're just not going to be able to do the topic because there's so much. But what we have to do is start inviting Rocha to the other show.
I agree. I think Rocha should come on.
Because I actually think, to be honest with you, and I'm only half. I'm serious because I think Rocha really does in this specific moment. Represents like people that I know and love in my life that I respect, who are super intelligent, knowledgeable, and honestly have the same PTSD that some of us have, which is like, bro, fool me 8 or more times. You know what I mean? Like I can't. And so that's where I go, Kristian, when we talk about this, like there are days when I'm like, fuck, I'm psyched. I think we're onto something. Something's moving. And then there are days like, why would I ever believe any elected official about anything? And so that's where I go back and forth. And so I do think that this is the issue, that you can't even begin to discuss this topic in an honest way until you clear out some of the rocks. And the reality is that's why this film has a challenge in front of it, because like Rocha said, in this climate, you put out something and you're asking people to believe some elected officials that have clearly, mucked themselves up on other topics. Now I got to believe them on this. Right. That's tough pill to swallow for me personally. And I told you, as much as Marco Rubio's up there talking about how, he knows this and that, I bumped into him down here in Miami at a Cuban restaurant, a cafe window, getting coffee. And I started talking to him about Bob Lazar, and he didn't know what I was talking about. Right. So I often worry that there's a saying, I'll align with anybody to do good and no one to do bad. And so there's a chance that Dan Farah is politically neutral in this issue, but he's saying, I need something to give this credibility. And in the context of the conversation, if you have some folks who are more trustworthy, and then you throw in Marco Rubio and Anna Paulina, whose probably their parts were filmed before the latest set of controversies or whatever, maybe this will help legitimize it.
Well, here's the other thing though too, right? Because I agree with both you guys when it comes to with the politicians, and I've said this many times over, like, make no mistake about it. Like, whether it was Luna, Burchett, and Burleson, right? They are very much so, I believe, passionate about the topic. However, their names became pushed into the spotlight even more when they started covering this topic. Now, that could be for any politician. When they find a particular topic that they might be passionate about, they really dive into it because they go, oh, this is what people are going to, this is what's helping me get my name out there, being able to do things. So I don't disagree with that. Here's where I think that this documentary can win over John Rocha. If but no, I'm using you because I agree with
the John Rochas of the world,
because I agree with
win me over too. That's what I don't understand, because I believe, I said that in my tweet, I believe we have been visited. I believe that that there are intelligent life out there. I just don't know if I believe this movement, that this idea that the government has a global conspiracy to.
Well, no, this documentary has a pretty specific point of view, by the way, from what I'm understanding, which is, please don't put us in jail when you find out we've been hiding life-changing technology from the people in other companies. And to be honest with you, that is the most compelling part of this whole thing, because I don't think, from what I've heard, there's anything really like needle moving in terms of what the phenomena is. Instead, it's like, have corporations, hijacked our ability to live the lives that we want to live.
It shows you the power beyond like how powerful, like, because John, I think that's the misconception also, is when you go, well, the government wouldn't be able to hold these type of secrets, right? And the question is, how powerful is a company like Lockheed Martin, right? How powerful is a company like that to where they'd be able to keep secrets? How powerful, you look at, like, say, the NRA, and look what they've done in general, what they're able to do in general, and look at how powerful potentially a company like a Lockheed Martin could be in holding secrets. Because are you familiar with Hal Puthoff?
Who?
John? Hal Puthoff?
I know I'm not familiar.
Okay.
With how
So I would encourage you that if you do get into this topic, to look into him. And he was someone who was very much involved, that he says on the record that while he was with the Bush administration and other things, that there were conversations at times to bring disclosure forth to the public, and it was ultimately ruled out. But anyway, where I think, like I said, won over, and I'm saying to you, where I think you might get won over with this particular narrative is depending on who they're speaking to outside of politicians. Because if you look, for me, where I think they could win you over is the military people that have been involved. And that is like someone like a Tim Gallaudet. And you look at people like these Ryan Graves and Fravor, and you look at these military people highly. I mean, and how much do you know about David Grush, by the way?
Well, what I know about is these military people is that when you look at this stuff, how qualified are they to actually determine what this is? They can qualify what their experience with the object was, but they're not always schooled in knowing what exactly like a camera is doing, what the flares are, what the speed of this stuff is. They're not always skilled at that. So when they're speaking about stuff, they're speaking about stuff from their own personal experience, having been in a plane and seen this stuff, right? That's the difference there. And I think these are the things that we have to, if you're going to explore this, you've got to create as much belief as skepticism, so that you come out from the other side going, look, I've explored all the possibilities, and this is where I land on it, which is why I look at it with a healthy dose of both, because I want to, it's not that I don't want to believe anybody. It's more a matter of, I want to see what's here. I want to really see the evidence, and I want to challenge the evidence.
Yeah.
Because that's how you come out feeling even more secure in what you believe. Not a lot of people like to be challenged. I enjoy it.
Yeah. You know what's funny, Christian? Like, I so sympathize with what he's saying, because I'm just thinking, like, I'm at a point now where I do believe there's something else out there that we don't understand, whether it's, other species, an ancient race, or whatever it is, an intelligent designer that we just can't even, or just another state of consciousness that my limited brain can't even articulate. And my biggest concern now is how much of that is going to be manipulated to get people like me on board with giving up more rights, or appreciating or accepting a new reality where there's a kind of like another layer of state, motherhood on top of me that I can't escape. So my concern has gotten to that point, and that's why this documentary to me is so interesting, because it is the first legitimate one. All the delays have been weird, but it also makes me think this is going to be the first step, is getting the people to give forgiveness and moving on from the fact that you live in a country and a world where corporations and the government, literal definition of fascism, can get together and change the reality around us.
Yeah. I mean, look, I couldn't agree with you guys more, though. You should always go into something, no matter what it is, asking questions and never just nodding your head and saying absolutely, absolutely. And that goes to something as simple as like, well, yeah, Lucasfilm's going to get back on track.
They both inform each other, which is hilarious.
You've got to ask questions. You got to be able to do, and I think that, but I also think the other side of it, and I'm not saying that you're going to do this, John, but there are a lot of people who will, that will just go, sure, okay, yeah, right. And they won't even listen to what's happening.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
In the conversation.
Yeah.
What I'm hoping it does is whereas, as John said, and he's right in his tweet, he said, you really only started getting into this in the last 2 or 3 years, which is 100% accurate. And the way that I did was that I discovered on the what the hell? What's the name of that stupid
Disney Plus?
Not Disney, but the natural. What's
the National Geographic?
Thank you.
There you go.
My head's broken.
Don't pretend you watched that.
No, I do watch National Geographic. That's where I found it. It was National Geographic that popped up, and it was UFOs Discovering the Unknown. It was a 6-part series. I was I don't know what I was watching. I was like, I'll watch this because I thought it was like an ancient aliens thing. I'm like, but it wasn't. And it was more so of the, the stuff of the government, people that were involved, people who were involved in like the 1960s, people who these nuclear facilities and other things. And I was like, this is pretty fascinating. And then a month later, the David Grush stuff happened when he came out, because that goes outside of what John was talking about with just the pilots, because I don't disagree that there are certain things that pilots could see that we don't necessarily know, that they might not necessarily know. But when you hear Fravor's testimony about the way that it moved and other things that he was very close to it, it's another conversation. But I go outside of that and really pay attention to what David Grush said, because he wasn't on the floor. He was running this program for the government, led by, again, Harry Reid, very opposite of the Lunas and everybody else of the world, who then asked Chuck Schumer to get involved in it. So it's this entire, it depends on who's talking and it depends on what is said. I wonder if this documentary will get people into the subject in the way that one got me into the subject, if that makes sense. So
yeah, I mean, I think it'll be fascinating because it'll have to be about how much is in this, because I've read a few reviews on it. Collider gave it like 2.5 stars because instead it wasn't as groundbreaking as it was trying to be, but the main person they focused on was the best person in the documentary.
Can I, for a second, hold the thought. Hold that thought, please. And I want you to continue. Because you know what's funny about that? I saw that.
Yeah.
And then I asked Frosty, I'm like, oh, you didn't like it? He's like, I loved it. Frosty saw it. He told me, Frosty said that it was split. There were people in there that thought it was fascinating and next level. And then there was exactly what you're talking about. So please continue.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't put any credit in that fool's comments on anything. So I mean, it's very well known how much of a hack I think he is. Anyway, when you look at this stuff, to me, I look at it and I go, okay, is it going to accomplish its goals? Is it going to get across? And we've seen, and like you said, you got into it, Nat Geo. I've seen documentaries since the 1970s, Leonard Nimoy voicing over In Search of episodes about UFO stuff. I've watched Unsolved Mysteries since the 1980s about UFO stuff. I've lived in Virginia where there was that famous UFO sighting, with a couple there. And so I've been very well. I've checked out books from the library. If you could have found my stuff where I've researched this stuff when I was a teenager. So I've always been interested in this stuff.
In the topic in general. But
in the topic in general, 100%.
But the government side of it has been significantly different over the last 3 years. The government side.
Yeah, because more of these people who believe in conspiracy theories have gotten.
No, that's not true. Would you say that's not true? Would you say Garcia, AOC, again, Harry Reid, Schumer? Do you think Schumer?
But I'm talking about the people who instigated this initially. Yes, AOC has come.
That was Schumer.
No, but Harry Reid was
Harry Reid and Schumer were the first.
I know. I love Harry Reid, and so I like the idea. But if I get to the point, my point is that I like the idea of wanting more. How can I say this? More openness. I want stuff to be released, right? Those JFK files that got released recently, which are not going to have anything in them. But you see this idea. I'm all for open. You know me, Kristian. I'm all for transparency. I even want fucking Oscar voters to put their ballots online. Like I want transparency on everything. I am definitely aligned with you guys and with everybody involved in this 100%. The problem I have is that the people involved in this, some of the people involved in this, are also trying to hide other files, other documentation, other things where they don't have as much fervor to get that shit released.
Oh, it hurts their credibility.
Roka, if you go down, if the rabbit hole that at least I'm sure Kristian and I have both in some part been down in the last few years, you get to a point where you're like, are these things connected, dude? Like, are one set of files being used to suppress other files coming out?
Right. Where is this? Where are all these bipartisan meetings to get these Epstein files out, to get this stuff out? And it's like, well, no, we have to look at it, and we. But
that's my point. And
so I want everything out there.
Yeah. No, dude.
Because I believe this idea that the American people can't fucking handle it has been the cop-out excuse since the inception of our government. No, we have handled world wars, nuclear 100%. Threats, and pandemics. We can't handle.
That's a straight-out cop-out. I'm with you.
Because 100%.
Here's the real, and Peter and I have talked about this too. We're blue in the face on the other channel. Is that here's the reason why? This is the main reason why. Let's say we're all in agreement. Let's say there was cover-up. There was reverse engineering programs. And all that. But here's the reason why they're not doing it. The amount of lawsuits, the amount of money, the amount of people going to potential jail, of things that have happened over the last 70 years that would happen, the amount of the markets dropping and other things happening, that and government changing. And by the way, let's say that this stuff that they say, hypothetically, if you believe it, the energy that could be changed in general, oil companies and other things and big companies that could take a massive hit and other things. There are major financial reasons potentially of why you wouldn't say these things. That has nothing to do with, well, the American public or the world public couldn't handle it.
It's the same argument as the marijuana legalization argument for our whole lives. You know, it was like, you can't decriminalize marijuana or make it legal because people are going to, you know, it's going to be bedlam in the streets.
Right.
And it wasn't until, and we've talked about this before, Christian, when it comes to like actual social movements happening in this country, they are rarely initiated or instigated by the federal government or any government.
Right.
It's usually they're late. Like there's all those videos of big Democrats saying a marriage is man and a woman. And that's crazy to think now. Right. So like there's all this precedent of people and the culture changing first, then big corporate interest, big government interest, figuring out how they can get their hands in the pot. Like with marijuana, we couldn't get the real legalization started in other states until, you know, there was big corporate investments in figuring out how we're going to control the business of this. And I think that we're probably in the same situation where this will be that next topic that's going to, you know, trickle little by little. And simultaneously, and maybe someone is thinking of this, simultaneously, it kind of like treats us like boiling frogs, where they just turn up the temperature on disclosure a little bit at a time. So if it does freak anybody out, it will freak them out less.
Well, but that was my point with what I was trying to say before.
I don't like it though.
But that was my point. What I was trying to say before is like, if this does hit, let's say that people like John, other people start to go, oh, okay, well, there were a couple of things that were pretty fascinating that he starts to do more research on it. Other people who are in the chat skeptical about it starts to do a little more research on it and becomes more of that thing. It is a way then for Spielberg to put more information, because the reason why I brought that up before, John, when you asked that question of like, why would Spielberg go outside? He's always been doing this UFO stuff, because this particular topic is more about disclosure from what he's talking about. He pays attention very much to what's happening. Now, the other side of it is the Kaczynski side. Excuse me. And I asked you, fuck.
They got him.
Yeah, I know they got me. I asked you earlier, how familiar were you with David Grush?
Right. No, I'm not that familiar with it.
So David Grush is the whistleblower who testified in 2023. He's got the most mainstream coverage on this in general. He is a consultant on Kaczynski's movie.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people think that it might actually be his story unofficially. Right. And that's a way for them to put out more information, because a lot of these people can't testify under oath because they're not protected. There's not a great protection program for a lot of these witnesses that they won't, like their government.
Part of the Whistleblower Act that they're trying to pass is
Yeah, look how good we've treated the whistleblowers in the past 20 years.
Terribly. Like the government.
On both sides of the
government jobs, like everything. There's no, like, you look at, like, as I mentioned to you in our our back and forth, Jay Stratton, who's going to be talking in this documentary. He hasn't testified, and he would be a major witness, but he's not protected enough. Eric Davis, not protected enough. Lukatsky, not protected enough. These people are not protected enough that they don't want to do anything. There's no movement on it until they do that. So maybe,
and that's what Lukatsky said, right? Like, why would I come out?
Yeah.
Let's pull this out to the macro level, because I want to, you know, like I said, I'm a little more politically aware than you are about this kind of about all this kind of stuff. And it's not an insult, just that, you know, I know you don't have that much in diamond. So let's pull this out, right? If you have Anna Paulina, who is one of Trump's sycophants, running this stuff with other people.
She just runs the task force. She just runs the task force
with Burchett. And then you have Trump in charge of both all the intelligence divisions we see now and the DOJ and the Department of War. Then where is this fear coming from that they would be put into prison or whatever? If it's all being led by people who Trump approved of to explore this stuff,
no.
Then where is the
no? I think he's referring.
No, I'm talking about 70, 80 years of cover-up, John. Even when the same thing was happening.
Whistleblowers, not necessarily.
But no one's going to go after these whistleblowers.
No. I know what he's talking about, Peter. What he's talking about was what I said. What I said earlier about that if this came out, that they would be going after people to go to jail and those things. I'm talking about things that
they just released Santos. They're not going to put anyone in jail.
I'm not talking about just Republican. I'm talking about through Lockheed Martin, because here's the other thing where a lawsuit comes in, John.
Well, Lockheed can't put anybody in jail.
No, going to jail from Lockheed. Like, so for example, if the rumors and everything else is true that Lockheed Martin and other companies got a hold of these things before anybody else did, right? That they did it without the proper way. Like, let's say you're a company that specializes in this kind of science and you were never consulted. You could sue the shit out of me for that, because it's a monopoly. And you can, and that's the type of lawsuits I'm talking about. That's how, but to push back against what you were saying,
they signed a contract.
But wait, to push back on what you were saying, when Biden was under administration, Schumer was running this thing, not Luna.
Right.
Schumer was running it. She's running it now, but nothing has changed as far as like the way that it was being pushed. Is just she has now a couple more people, and they're the ones who are leading it the way that they're leading other things. That hasn't changed. Schumer was the one who was.
But the Biden administration is not the Trump. I mean, that's not an autocracy, which is what you see happening now. That's the difference, is what I'm saying.
I'm just saying Democrats were in the lead of this thing,
getting sued or going to jail, because it was a more impartial approach. Whether people want to believe it or not in their conspiracy theory, it was more of an impartial approach. What we see now is very partial. So I would imagine whistleblowers now and a lot of these business guys are in league with Trump. So why would they go after these people? That's the thing you've got to kind of clarify here. And I'm telling you, people who understand how this is working now, it doesn't seem to, the points don't seem to add up. If you're saying the whistleblowers would get in trouble for this stuff by Lockheed Martin, but if Trump said, don't sue them, or I'm going to take away, or I'm put tariffs on your shit, they wouldn't sue him. So there's more power now for the government to get this stuff out there, and for whistleblowers speak their truth. If Trump wanted this to happen, he could make it happen 1,000%, you know?
Rocha, I think one of the points is, for example, the accusation or the theory that potentially over the last 6 decades or whatever it is, the government had played favorites with corporations.
That's always been the case in the history of America.
100%. So but in this particular topic, one of the assertions or one of the theories is that if Lockheed Martin or one of these military industrial corporations has had access to this technology, you know, the 0-point energy technology, whether it came from an extraterrestrial race or whether we just figured it out or whatever it is. The point is, if they were given access to it, therefore someone else wasn't given access to it in the competitive space, that the rival to Lockheed Martin would have a case against the federal government for that, because of, you know, there's just laws in the books against that sort of thing.
Well, of course.
That is one of the current prevailing theories as what might be holding back some disclosure, is that forget also,
go ahead, Peter. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
It's okay. I was going to say it's that might be more of the pressing issue than even the shock to the system socially, religion and all that kind of stuff, is like, hey, you're going to have to deal with a major a rupture in between these corporations.
Which I totally go ahead, Kristian.
No, John, please go ahead.
I totally understand exactly where you're coming from with that in terms of competitive nature and all this kind of stuff. But what you guys are accepting as truth is that this technology is out there and that people have been doing this. And I cannot go that far, that they've gotten alien technology. I mean, this is something out of an event.
It's alien from what they say.
Alien technology
it could be that. It could be that.
It could be, sure, of course.
I sometimes think that the alien story is a skin.
Hang an elephant off a daisy by tying it together, right? But so there's possibilities, of course. I just don't accept anything where I just don't buy this kind of. It gets way too far into the tinfoil hat thing when it goes into they found this technology that no one knows, and that's the part where I'm quite not ready to make the leap yet. All the other,
John. But that's what I meant, though.
Hiding stuff, possibly.
But I think that's what I meant, though, is that in our exchange, again, why I hate social media. That there is enough conversation of what through military leaders, or people, again, Peter, my head, John, not Noel. What's his name? From Carl Nell. Carl Nell. When you listen to people like Carl Nell, and you look at these people that are speaking now and the things that they say in general about the things that were recovered, if you just casually or looking at it, you can have the kind of far-fetched idea of this is so silly that they're saying they recovered these things. And I don't blame you for feeling that way. But when you look at enough of these military people who have said these particular things, who don't have an agenda, some of these people who don't, some of them do, but some of them don't. Timothy Gallaudet, people along that nature. And you look at it, it starts to make you think, because I've said this many times over, I say it on my channel all the time, I do not believe that it's alien for this reason alone. 3i Atlas is this thing that's coming towards us. We don't know what it is. Is it a comet? Is it we don't know. There's Harvard scientist Avi Loeb said it could be something outside of this, maybe life or alien life or whatever it might be. Let's say that that's the fact. We've been tracking this thing for like months. So it's getting in orbit. So even if it's going faster than anything ever, it still takes that long to get there to where you'd see it. I don't believe any of these things that have been flying around, whether it's the stuff over Langley, whether it's the stuff, over Jersey, or I don't think that has anything to do with alien life coming out all the way through. Now, when you look, I just watched Interstellar and you watch it, like you listen to quantum physics people talk again. To me, it is more realistic, in my opinion, of bending time and space and finding ways with technology of dimensions. I don't know the way time and space works. And anybody who thinks that they do are out of their minds. There are ways, I think bending time and space is way more realistic and possible than I do people coming from other planets.
You think interdimensional travel is what you're talking about?
I think that has I think that is way more realistic than us just thinking that things are coming from that space light speed and we didn't track it. I think that it is way like
there's a prevailing theory that, like, folks have figured out,
anti-gravity and all these things.
Anti-gravity, and it relates, like Kristian's saying, time and space travel. So it's like you get to a certain point where, and it's kind of the quantum physics of it all. Again, too stupid to know much about it. But the point is that there's so much about that separate from the UAP and alien topic that it makes you think, is there like a branch of science that kind of happened, like in the DARPA sphere and in these military industrial complex corporations, and like, we don't need to share this. Like, we went to the Manhattan Project once. That was a little stressful. We were trying to keep it from other countries and other militaries. Why don't we just say, if this ever shows up, it's an alien, which is something I think about often too. Like, either we found this technology and try to figure it out, or we had it was created or discovered, right? There's great stuff about this inventor, Roca. If you get a chance, look up Thomas Townsend Brown, who's supposedly the archetype that Doc Brown was based on. Again, another Spielberg connection. But essentially that they figured this stuff out. They kept it secret because they knew that if this got out, that would be the end, this kind of technology. So I don't know, man. I go back and forth about it all the time. I often, the upside to me is I hope we discover that there is a greater purpose that people don't understand, that we are all connected, that we're all part of one big fabric of reality, and we can unite over that. And my concern, the downside, is this whole thing is another fantasy to get us to look over here while we're just experiencing more of the same, which is, war, profiteering, and manipulation of humans, and playing to our better nature. The fact that we are optimistic enough to consider there might be another unifying reality and manipulating that for gain. That's where I fall on it. I'm hopeful.
Well, obviously, we could talk about 5 hours for this topic. and I do think also that we're going
to bring him to the basement, dude. Or the other.
Well, look, we will definitely bring Roke over. I think it'd be great to have Roke over there. Obviously, very well informed in the politics of it. I think it's healthy to have someone who's asking questions and is,
I agree.
And learning more stuff about it too. So I'd love to have him over there. But I think we can also continue this conversation when this thing drops in November.
Oh, definitely.
Are we not getting screeners? Are we not getting what do we get? Not getting a little red carpet action?
I'm trying to get Dan Farah on the show.
Come on.
I'm trying to get Dan Farah on the show.
Who's more connected to the UAP and the Hollywood of it
together
all?
I know, I got to say. So Peter, I wanted to thank you for joining us here, brother. I appreciate it. Hey, listen, if people wanted to come check you out, where do they go?
Hey, the best thing to do right now is go find one of these PBR kits that I did the artwork on.
Nice.
I already got paid, so this is not a sales pitch. I just wanted to do well so they hire me again in the future. But I designed a bunch of Godzilla cans with PBR. So if you're in the grocery store, the gas station, or your favorite adult beverage purveyor, go pick up one of those. It's by me.
All right, Peter, you're the best. Thanks for joining us here.
Later, guys. Thanks,
brother. Great to
you
see
too,
you,
man. Talk soon. Later.
Yeah, much love, man.
All right. Peter is out. Now I got to find. There was a two shot. Now the two shot's gone. So I
love this comment. Go Barkley. Bring in Roca. He believes in Transformers.
I'll have this for now, and then we'll change this up.
Okay.
Okay. Listen, we have a lot more to talk. We got to talk about the box office. We have a few other things to do. We already have 22 questions in here. So we got a lot to do. So before we even do that, I'm going to tell you guys about two great sponsors here too. I am really excited to talk to you about True Classic. Come on. Look at that. love True Classic and Strawberry. Tell you about both of them. Here you go. I fell in love with my wife and I said, that's it. I'll never fall in love again. Well, that's not true. I fell in love with True Classic. I love True Classic. You guys know. If you watch my show, you know I love True Classic. It is absolutely 100% the best T-shirts, jeans. I wear them everywhere. I mean, I'm obsessed. That's all I asked for my birthday was True Classic. And the guys at True Classic started with a simple mission to bring premium, comfortable clothing to the masses because looking and feeling great shouldn't come with a designer price tag. And boy, oh boy, is that the truth. I agree. People vote with their dollars, and True Classic has sold over 25 million shirts to more than 5 million customers and racking up over 200,000 five-star reviews. No doubt, 100%. The brand isn't just about fabric or fit. It's about helping guys show up every day with confidence and promise. Every time I walk in, whether it's at the gym, I'm going to a screening, if I'm going out somewhere with my wife, I'm wearing True Classic, and I feel great. Their shirts fit where they should. They feel incredible, and they don't break the bank. Truth. You get that tailored look without sacrificing comfort or blowing your budget. I got people last week saying, oh my gosh, you look so good in those shirts. I said, I know, they're great. I've been wearing True Classic for a bit, and you can feel the difference. You can tell the difference the moment you throw one on. It's tailored when you want it. It's relaxed when you need it. There's no bunching, no stiff fabric, no BS. Just a clean, effortless fit that actually works for real life. You know how much I love True Classic. I mean, you've heard me just raving about them. Where do you find them? Easy. Amazon, Target, Costco, Sam's Club, or the easiest way for me, trueclassic.com/Christian, and you try them out for yourself. True Classic, I promise you, you will thank me. One of the things I've really been excited to talk to you guys about is strawberry.me. It really is getting past the fact that everybody has a job. You want to turn a job into your career. And this is a plan of action in order to do it. Everybody knows that you got to have a job. But a lot of people, most people want a career. It's not just something that's going to get you some cash in the bank account, but it's something that's going to make you feel good about what you're doing and you accomplish something. So if you feel like you're stuck in your job and you want to level up on your career, you really should start checking out strawberry.me. It's a career coaching service, and it helps you move up the ladder. It'll help you if it's trying to get better pay, land your job in your industry that you're passionate about. You take a quiz, and then strawberry.me is going to match you with a career coach that's best suited to help you achieve your goals. And for me, I sat down, had a conversation, and really started to analyze a lot of the things that I have done, will do, want to do, and it puts it in perspective, and it worked tremendously. You want to back and forth. You look at, okay, this is a job. This is my career. This is the thing that pays the bills. This is the thing that I'm confident about, that I like going to every day, that I want to make work. So you got to be accountable for this stuff. And it's so important and so easy to put off important career moves without somebody to keep you on track. And that's what strawberry.me does. So head on over to strawberry.me/Christian and claim that special offer and get started today. That is strawberry.me/Christian. Stop settling. Start building the career that you actually want. Strawberry.me and True Classic. You know, it's funny, John, right before I had just, I don't know why it's not changing. So I was talking to Peter, and he sent me a text in the middle. He's like, oh, dude, I was just wearing True Classic. Everybody loves True Classic. You know why I love them too? I don't know. I don't know, John, if it's because I'm actually getting these results from the gym, or just look at this. Look at this, John. Make my arm look better. It's making my arm look better. Just from this. From the shirt. The shirt's amazing. It's a True Classic. I love it. It's great.
When you'll be bald and smoking a cigar, it's all happening. The conversion is happening
soon enough. Listen. So we got 25 questions thus far.
Oh wow! All right.
I'm excited about that.
Let's get to 100 again. Come on.
We might be able to. And we're crushing here too. It's a great conversation. I like the conversation. It does, by the way, show that it shows our relationship in general all the way over. Well, because even where I said, because if you watch my video on the DT channel where I said, look, this is why I hate social media. I hate it because you were like, you could have just told me. I was like, he's right. I could have just talked to him. But then I said, we'll talk about it on Monday. I knew we would do that.
Yeah.
And it's a good conversation, gentlemen. I'm excited to see like where that conversation takes us.
Yeah. I'm open to all of it. As I said, I
like
to explore this stuff. I like to explore
things.
Things.
Sure.
I enjoy it.
Now, the other thing that you were open about and you said, listen, I'll give you my honest thoughts. You
Yeah.
saw After the Hunt over
Yes.
the weekend. I agree with you. It's a little longer. It's a little, you said around in the middle of it, it's like, okay, we're kind of repeating the things. Let's move. But you seem to be on the same page with me where it's like, I like that it asked you to have a conversation.
Yeah, I really dug a lot of the things that it brought up. I see some people kind of vilifying it or whatever, and I don't know what they were expecting, but I thought it was a good movie to open the door to challenging certain points of views and bringing up a lot of questions about, should someone just be believed because of their gender or their race? And then the people believing them, what are their ulterior motives or stuff that they're hiding? And then on the other side, why aren't we focusing on how these accusations affect the people who've been accused? So I thought there was a lot of things that were interesting that were brought up, and the relationships and the characters. I think people are uncomfortable watching this movie because they don't want to see themselves as one of those characters in the movie. And a lot of people are, and especially a lot of critics are, certainly when I was watching the movie. So I think that was a problem. My only issue with the movie, though, is that it didn't go deep enough because it was kind of machine gun spraying all of these things out there. And I think if they had chosen like 2 or 3 of these things to really explore, I think it would have nailed it. And Julia was it's the best she's ever done.
I told you.
Yeah.
I told you. But here's another thing where I agree with you very much so.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield was not utilized as much as he should have been.
This is nonsense.
Yeah.
If you're going to be challenging and you're going to be like, ooh, we're going to put things, we're going to make you got to have both. Yeah. Stuff, you got to show the guy's reaction to stuff, because there are men who've been falsely accused of this stuff. We've seen Patrick Kane is a great example. The NHL player was accused of this. The Duke lacrosse players. There is evidence of it, and dismissing it as a small minority of people is nonsense. You've got to explore all of it,
Well, it didn't do very well in the box office
No.
At all. It's not doing very well. And we both agree she should be nominated. I don't know if she will be because of the box office stuff. I hope that she will be, but we'll see. But nonetheless, the box office is out, and Black Phone 2, tis the champion. Black Phone 2 rings loudly at the box office after a few misfires this year. Blumhouse has returned to form, it seems, with their Black Phone 2 topping the box office this weekend. The supernatural horror sequel is tracking for 24.4. We'll have the actual numbers in just a second here. Critics' reviews are only slightly less than the first. Overall B cinema score considered very good for a horror film. Other main newcomer this weekend, Good Fortune. Let's see what the actual box office numbers were. It seems like they always, for some reason, are a little behind on that one. So Black Phone 2, 26.5, 42 worldwide is pretty good for a horror movie. Considering internationally, 15 million, pretty good. Tron Ares, 102 million so far worldwide, making 11 million this weekend. It's probably on its last legs here. What's Good Fortune? Which one is that? Oh, that's the Keanu Reeves one.
Yeah, Seth Rogen.
Did you see it?
No, I heard not good things about it.
So 6 million. 6 million. One battle after another, bringing in another 4 million, taking its grand total to 162 worldwide. Roofman at 17 million so far. To me, that's one of my biggest surprises of the year. Here's the top 10. Truth and Reason, number 6. Gabby's Dollhouse, Conjuring After the Hunt coming in at number 9 with it's only made 1.8. That's not good. Not good. It's not a movie people are going to rush out to see in the theater anyway. But that's just not the best. What stands out though? What stands out overall in the?
I mean, how do you have a film with Julia Roberts and Andrew Garfield that only makes $2 million, and Luca Guadagnino, who is known to kind of operate in those in those like kind of artsy fartsy areas where there are millions to be made. It is because people are going to see one battle after another. The Venn diagram is not that.
Yeah, but the topics are different, dude. People don't want to sit. Like, look, you and I clearly like it more than most. It is not a topic, and I'll be completely honest. If it wasn't her and Garfield in this thing, I don't know if it would have been. And Luca, obviously, it was Luca to me. But I pay attention to Luca's movies. Not everybody does. The mainstream media doesn't pay attention. Mainstream audience
was great. I haven't seen Queer, but I thought Challengers was awesome.
Right. But it's even though, and we're not in. Julia Roberts is doing stuff where she's elevating projects now without just her name in it. It's the stuff that she's been in. Like she's going after different roles now than she did, rightfully so, than she did earlier in her career.
Yeah.
And I think that, look, I was at the press conference And I can tell you, this is not the last time they're going to work together. She's like,
oh, Luca and her,
no, and or a lot of them, Ao and a lot of them. I think that they're really bonded. You can tell throughout this conversation. But anyway,
yeah. But
go to Black Phone.
Yeah.
Black Phone, though. Black Phone 2. Did you see it?
Well, I've not seen Black Phone 2. No, I'm going to see.
I saw it. Very worthy sequel.
Okay.
Very. It's a solid sequel, and I like what Derrickson does. I don't know if it would have succeeded or been as good if Derrickson didn't have control of it, right? Because they're playing off the lore. They're going in a more Nightmare on Elm Street type of thing. They're building out the Grabber as this, the new kind of horror villain, and I think that we need that.
Almost like a Freddy.
Yeah, we kind of need that though. Who was the last one? I mean, let's remake Friday the 13th again. Let's bring back Michael Myers because there's nobody else. And now it's okay. The Grabber's starting to Ethan Hunt is great as this creepy weirdo. Ethan Hunt. Yeah, perfect. He's good too. My head is all over the place with names.
A 3-hour movie. It's
very long. Ethan Hunt coming in. That's the brand. That's the spin. That's the trick. But Ethan Hawke is phenomenal in it. And so the kids are really good also.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah.
The kids are great. And they change the perspective a little bit. They don't try to repeat the same bit. So I can understand, especially towards the Halloween season, when they put this in.
Yeah.
Another one. Art the Clown and Terrifier is another one that they've now brought into the same way. So I like, this is smart that they have this movie come out right around the holiday season. It's Blumhouse needed this hit, and so makes sense to me for sure. I don't know what else really is coming out. I'm going to see. What am I seeing tonight? I'm seeing the Springsteen movie tonight.
Yeah. I'm driving up to see that one in Burbank.
Yeah,
friend taking me for that one.
And then there's another one out that I'm seeing. What the hell is it? It comes out this weekend. That I'm seeing it. Oh, what the hell is it? I'll tell you in a second. You'll know what it is once I say. I'm sure you're going to see it too. Are you seeing anything else this weekend? Or this week?
This week?
Yeah, Regretting You is the other one.
Oh yeah.
So that's tomorrow. And then after that, next week is Anniversary comes out next week, and I root for my old boss, one of my mentors, David Gambino.
Right.
His wife Lori wrote Anniversary.
Nice.
And that comes out. I'm really rooting for that one. And the Begonia comes out on Halloween.
Right.
Christie is coming out November 7th. So there's really in Nuremberg, which I saw already, but the next really big kind of mainstream release is Predator Badlands on November 7th.
Yeah, I keep waiting for that. I'll keep looking every day for that invite.
Yeah, so it's November 7th, and then November 14th is both Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
Right.
Then Running Man, same weekend.
Oh yeah.
Wicked then is November 21st. And Zootopia. So November is stacked.
We are barreling to the end of the year, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I was out in the stores this weekend. It's like all Christmas stuff. Decorations are already up. We haven't even fucking gotten to Halloween yet, and stuff is all over the place. So yeah, it's going to be a hell of a fast move to the end of the year with all these movies distracting our attention.
It's true. So, what do you guys make of the box office in general? Anything shock you? Not shock you? What'd you think? Did you see Black Phone 2? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. All right. We're going to talk about this. This is one that Luke sent me this morning.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm not leading with that because it's kind of like a no-brainer. I mean, like, what do you expect them to say here? But like, George Lucas says he's moved past Star Wars after Disney took over and gave it their vision. I mean, of course. Is that shocking?
No.
I don't, is it really even that much of a story? I don't know. Let's see. Star Wars creator George Lucas has talked about begrudgingly including the franchise in his museum and says he's moved on from the franchise after handing the reins to Disney following a $4 billion sale. It's been 13 years since George Lucas sold Star Wars. While fans have been patiently waiting for him to step back behind the camera to shoot another movie, he's actually was busy working on a museum. The project reportedly cost the 81-year-old at least $1 billion to put together, and the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art is now on track to open in LA next year. As the name suggests, it will showcase narrative art, but much to the disappointment of some, it isn't a movie museum or even a journey through Lucas's storied career. In fact, during an interview with the Wall Street Journal, he explained why he's eager for it not to become known as the Star Wars Museum. It's one gallery out of 33, and I did it grudgingly. I didn't want people to come to the museum and say, "Where's the Star Wars?" It will house an N1 starfighter from The Phantom Menace, but only one exhibit will be devoted to a galaxy far, far away. Addressing the current state of the franchise and how he now views the world he creates, Lucas said Disney took it over and gave it their vision. That's what happens. Of course, I've moved past that. I mean, I've got a life. Building a museum. Museum is harder than making movies. While he visited the odd set since Disney took charge, while he has visited the odd set since Disney took charge of Star Wars, he's mostly kept his opinions to himself, and he suggests moves on with his life. When the deal was struck, the plan was to use Lucas' outline for the sequel trilogy, only for the House of Mouse to decidedly start from scratch. That resulted in divisive moves like The Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker, and last year, Lucas hinted he believes Disney had got the trilogy wrong. I was the only one who knew what Star Wars was, who actually knew this world, because there's a lot to it. The Force, for example, nobody understood the Force. When they started other ones, after I sold the company, a lot of the ideas were in the original, sort of got lost, but that's the way it is. Give it up, give it up. Fans have expressed unhappiness with the Star Wars franchise and how it's been handled on Kathleen Kennedy's watch. After 13 years, she's expected to step down within the next year or so. Current Lucasfilm Chief Creative Officer Dave Filoni remains a favorite to replace her, which is crazy, meaning a creative world once again would be in charge of this property. So there will be no Star Wars return for Lucas, but his museum is shaping up to be another impressive addition. Yada yada. So, John, you know where I think the actual story is here?
Go ahead.
His museum and what he's doing with his museum.
Yeah.
That's the story. And I said good for him, because he's right. You know, he is primarily known for bringing us Star Wars. I mean, of course he is. But if I'm him, I'm going, let Disney do a Star Wars museum. I'll do a piece of it, even though maybe I don't want to, but I should do a little bit of one. But I want to do the rest of this stuff and other things, and I've earned it.
Yeah.
So good for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
He's
What
not
do you think?
but yeah.
You don't want to limit him, Kristian, right? I mean, he's a person who has many. He's an intelligent guy, George Lucas, and he's got a lot of interests. And so I think opening a museum that showcases his interest in movies and other things that are going to be highlighted there makes all the sense in the world. But he also knows that, you know, he has to also honor the things that made him his name, which is the Star Wars stuff. But he made it one, as he said, out of 33 rooms or exhibits that are in that museum. And I think that's great, because yes, it just shows you that this is a guy who's got all kinds of things and he wants to show people all kinds of things. And it's his way of giving back, which I think is amazing. We've seen the Academy Museum do that with the Oscar stuff that's over there on, I think, Robertson or whatever it is. And so I love this. Any more museums that can show us our history and show us the dynamic things that have gone on in the world of entertainment and outside the world of entertainment, I'm always for. So yeah, I like it. And I'm still in solo, so I'll just keep going.
Sorry, no, I was speaking and I was it's stupid. Sometimes you gotta hit that stupid button, and it wasn't. I thought I was talking and you heard me. I agree with you and everything that you just said. Look, the thing for him is you sold it. You're allowed. He had that time period when he went to see those movies, and he's like, he was still invested in it. And they're like, okay, here's the outline. I gave this to you guys before I left. What do you think? And they go, no, thanks. We're going to do something completely different. And he's like, they don't understand what this is. And you probably get pissed off for a bit. You have your conversations, you visit, and then you just go, forget it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what he did. And he's, you know, and again, he's earned it at that point.
They're never giving it back to him. So,
no.
And he's 81 years old. You want to see.
He doesn't want it back again at this point, too. And I think that the mistake, I think you and I both agree, the mistake they're going to make is they're going to give Filoni this title. Yeah, it is the stupidest thing that they're going to do, and they're going to do it, and it is going to make it even worse. It's going to become a childish brand all the way through.
A YA brand. Yeah.
It's going to be terrible decision for them to do, but they're going to do it anyway. They still had this idea that the fans are like gung ho Filoni, and they're not. I'm not speaking for everybody.
Right.
There is a handful of people that are definitely like, let's do it. He does not have that support that he had beforehand. Plus, he's proven that he's got strength. Let the guy run the animated thing. He's great with animated.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal. Let him run the animated division. Give him that division and bring in somebody who actually knows how to make live action stuff. But it won't happen. Anyway, what do you guys make of all of it? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know about Lucas's comments. What say you? All right, last topic before we get into our questions, and that's about Mark Ruffalo.
Hey.
I just finished Task last night.
Yeah, man.
That's phenomenal, dude.
But I tell you,
What a show.
what a show.
What a show. That ending. Crazy. Crazy. Ruffalo, still keen on a solo Hulk film. He was really good in Task. He was great. He was great. Though we got 2 standalone Hulk films with Eric Bana and Norton, the latter even taking place within the MCU. Marvel has made it clear they have no plans to do another standalone Hulk film. Ruffalo, who has played the role since Avengers in 2012, has appeared in multiple other movies in the part, but never really had the chance to headline his own film. He explained last year that Marvel Studios chief Kevin Feige told him, "We'll never give you a standalone Hulk. Don't mean to burst your bubble, but that's just not going to happen." Ruffalo is expected to appear in Spider-Man Brand New Day as the character once again, and sadly, it looks like Marvel's sticking to its no solo Hulk movie. The actor tells GQ, whatever the case, he wants to do one. He said, "I'd love to do a solo Hulk movie. I don't know if you know the story of that, but it's not really owned by Marvel. It's a Universal property. I don't know if it'll ever really come to be. We keep talking about it, that what it would be. There's been so many Hulk movies already. It's like, does anyone really want to see another one? But I'd love one, and I do think the audiences would be into it if we could crack that out of it." The She-Hulk Attorney at Law finale introduced Hulk's son Scar, but really hasn't gone any further with that. We'll never see him ever again. No. Ruffalo hasn't been confirmed for either Avengers Doomsday or Avengers Secret Wars yet, though he's expected to appear in the latter. I mean, he pretty much said it. It's the Universal deal. That's why they're not going to be able to get it done. But I do think people would want to see it, especially now. Like, if the Hulk movie, solo movie, would have come out, after a few of those big hits that had come, because it was the second movie right after Iron Man.
Yeah.
And people were still trying to figure out the MCU. It would have done significantly better, especially if they would have released a Hulk movie after the first Avengers, would have done very well.
Yeah, or even after Endgame to see how intelligent Hulk, whatever,
right.
Or in between Infinity War and Endgame, if that had been the movie where we see Hulk confront the stuff that came for him in Infinity War, and then comes out the other side to be intelligent Hulk. So that by the time he shows up in Endgame, we have the backstory of how that happened. It would have been great. But I think I think what it is that Marvel does their own analytics, and they see that like a Mark Ruffalo led Hulk movie isn't worth the financial dealings that they do with Sony over Spider-Man and Tom Holland. I think they looked at it and were like, well, people may want it, but I don't think it's going to do as well, or we don't think it's going to do as well. So we're not going to negotiate for it, because I think if they felt it was someone like, I don't know, what do you want to say? Like someone really big playing Hulk who was a younger actor, I think they 100% would have explored it. But I think with Ruffalo, who's more known as an indie actor, I don't think they necessarily feel like it's financially feasible or logical to make a deal with Universal to have a solo Hulk movie and share, like they do with Sony, share the credits, so to speak.
Hulk movie. Do you want to see it? Do you not want to see it? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. Do you think that it should be something that they should try to figure out with Universal, or just keep sticking them in movies? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. All right, we're going to be back with your questions in just a minute. I am so excited. I really am. I have not had a chance. I have heard about Bubs before. Now I get to tell you about. I've told you before about Rougiette, but I'll tell you about both of them right now. And man, you're going to be excited about Bubs. Check this out. Boy, am I glad that I discovered Bubs Natural. Holy moly. Look, getting older stinks. And you go, oh, I'm all right. I'm taking care of myself. I'm good. One little turn. Ouch. It doesn't matter if it's you're just waking up in the morning. And I've been going to the gym a lot. And yes, it helps your joints, but it also takes it out of your joints. And whether or not it's that, your joints, hell, your hair, if you're losing hair, your nails are breaking, your skin is losing that glow. Aging stinks, but it doesn't have to. So Bubs Naturals Collagen Peptides, it really helps you turn back the clock. So if you didn't know, and you weren't aware, when you're starting right around your mid-20s, your collagen product starts to naturally decline in your body. And that's where Bubs Natural Collagen Peptides, that's where it comes in. So Bubs helps restore collagen levels closer to what your body naturally had in its youth. So your joints feel stronger, your hair and your nails grow healthier, and your skin looks smoother. Collagen is the most abundant protein, and it's often referred to as the glue that holds our bodies together. I love the science behind this stuff. And for me, even since I got it, I'll be honest, like I'm at the gym. I'm like, hey, it's not as achy. My shoulders were killing me beforehand. Not as bad now. My hair looks better. My skin, people tell me how much my skin looks better. I feel like I'm bouncing back faster from workouts. Here's the great thing about Bubs that's different than other collagen products. There's no junk, meaning zero sugars, sweeteners, or fillers. Third-party tested, NSF certified for sport and Whole30 proved. So you know it's clean and it's trustworthy. It's sustainably sourced from grass-fed pasture-raised cattle. It mixes seamlessly. It dissolves in coffee, water, or smoothies without taste or clumps. I put it in my water right before I'm going to the gym. Over 100,000 happy customers. It's voted 2024's best collagen by health.com. Live better longer for a limited time only. Our listeners are going to get 20% off at Bubs Natural. You got to use that code Christian at checkout. Just head to BUBSnaturals.com. Use the code Christian. You're all set. After you sign up, they're going to say, hey, where'd you hear about us? You tell them that Kristian Harloff sent you over there. You support the show. You tell us how good you're feeling afterwards. You don't have to say thank you, but I'll take it. I'm going to paint a scenario for you. I want you to picture a bald eagle, which is standing on top of a silverback gorilla, and that's riding on top of a T-Rex. What do you think you call that? You know what you call it? Confidence. Pure confidence. And that's the kind of confidence that you need in the bedroom for that next level wolf riding besides a velociraptor in a Lamborghini through outer space type of experience. You like that? So do I. That is where Rougiette's Go Long comes in. It's not just another ED pill. It's a confidence game changer. Go Long combines 2 doctor-trusted medications in one dual-action formula to help you get hard and go the distance. Hell yeah. Plus, the effects last for up to 36 hours. That means that you can feel confident all day and night and then some on the next day, too. Getting started, it's simple. Connect with a board-certified doctor, 100% online at rugiet.com. If prescribed, your treatment ships discreetly to your door. Ready to level up your confidence in the bedroom? You head on over to rugiet.com. Use my promo code Christian, 15% off your first order. That is rugiet.com. Use that code Christian. Make sure to use my code so they know that I sent you. So excited to have both Bubs and Rougiette. I'm telling you, man, it is getting good stuff. And I'm handing it to you guys like this. I gotta use that code like this. And you got to use that code. All right, John, we're going to get to these questions here. And before we do, I want to know what's going on in the John Roca channel, man.
Hey, John Roca channel. Hey, what do you know? What do you see? What do you got, buzz? Head on over there, youtube.com/John Roca. Says we're about 50 people away from 40,000 subscribers. Help us get on across that line here with all the stuff we got going on with Hot Mike, Geek Buddies, Spill the Tequila, my reviews, reactions, Jedi Way, all that happening on the channel as well. And today, as I said, I'm driving up to Burbank to see the Springsteen film with Shannon McClung, 1/3 of the Geek Buddies, and we're going to have an out-of-theater reaction for that tonight as well. So it's my birthday week this week, so he's treating me to a nice dinner, so I'm going up for that. So yeah, come and subscribe. Do me a favor, give me a present, subscribe to the channel.
Perfect. Happy birthday. Happy early birthday.
Thank you, sir.
All right, before we get into it, so we're getting really close with the show. The Kickstarter is going to come soon. So we had finished our final, well, we hope it's our final draft that we gave to the producers and director after the notes, and so I sent it to Saul,
yes,
good buddy Saul, and he said I read it. I have no idea. This could sink my whole operation here today. I have no idea what he thought of it. I have no clue whatsoever. And I said, you know what? We haven't done a Saul phone call in a while, so I'm going to call Saul, and I'm going to see. This could be the sinking ship for the show. You could probably say I didn't like and give really bad notes. So let's see what Saul thought, because he's a New Yorker.
Yeah.
Let's see what he says. Now he's not going to pick up.
Might be doing the steroids to get ready for wrestling.
Yo,
there he is. The great Saul, one of the big inner geekdom schmodown competitors of all time. Saul, you read the script. I sent it to you. What were your thoughts?
Okay, I read a lot of scripts in my day.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And when someone you like or care about sends you a script, it's a different sort of thing. It's a little different energy. It's like, okay, I got to take the time. I got to look at this. And they really, sending a script is a little nerve-wracking to anybody. So I appreciate and respect that. So I was ready to be a professional, unlike normal. And like, I didn't have to be for a fucking second. The thing had me rolling like on the first page.
Oh, great.
Oh, there you go.
No, I'm serious. No, there was fucking belly laughs in this thing.
Oh, thanks, man.
And the script. Okay, so when you read a script, I'm not sure people know this. I want to bring everyone on the same page. No pun intended. When you have to read, like, you have to tell yourself you're reading a script, especially with a comedy. Sometimes, like, you have to get into that mindset because it's such a rigid. It's almost like architecture. It's like it doesn't look like a novel or anything. It looks weird. This thing flows so seamlessly.
Oh, thanks, man.
That like you don't have to do that. I usually have to prep myself, especially for a comedy. No, dude, this is the funniest shit I've ever seen you put out. Ever.
No, thanks, brother.
Wow.
There was a line in here about an actor. I want to ruin it, but it's fucking hysterical.
Which actor?
Timothy Chalamet.
Oh, okay. All right.
That caught me off guard.
Okay.
There's a joke very early on about a vest that completely hit me between the eyes.
All right. So so do you have it with that? I mean, the audience doesn't know it yet, but do you have a favorite character?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the main. I'm very curious about Vince.
Okay.
But like I like Danny.
Do you find him likable?
I find him likable. You know, I'm not sure. I don't know if it might be empathy. I'm not sure if it's likable.
Okay.
I don't dislike him.
Okay, good. Because that's one of the things. All right, well, good. So I appreciate that very much. Because look, you could have absolutely come here and take a big dump on it, and then my Kickstarter has to we go back to the drawing board because I got to go. But you didn't. So I appreciate you coming in here. Will, and I'll give you more updates as we're going to launch a Kickstarter pretty soon for it.
Can I say two things real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my God.
One, you can see your old pal Sully at the 2300 Arena, formerly the ECW Arena.
Oh, yeah.
On November 22nd, Saturday, November 22nd. I'll be wrestling there.
That's cool.
As part of the Monster Factory. And two, Roka, you're looking at this disclosure thing all wrong. You have a completely different perspective.
Looking at the what?
Your perspective on this.
He can't hear you because you're on my phone, but I'll let him know what you said, and he can address you once.
What am I looking at? The UFO?
He's got to stop looking at it. He has firsthand knowledge of how government intelligence works. He has to understand that these people are not looking at this as right or wrong. They're looking at this ethically differently. They're looking at it as an operational sort of ethics, where they are making decisions that they think make America better or safer. So they're not like, don't get hung up on the right, like on the left and the right of this, because this is way above that.
I couldn't disagree with you more.
Like crazy where you can't get it. Like, no, people can understand this.
Right.
The politicians who either love Trump or don't, they're not using. That's not what they're applying to how they're operating in this realm.
Well, as we proved earlier today, we were going to talk about that subject for 15 minutes. We talked about it for 45. So if we keep going on here, we're going to be here for another hour, and we haven't got any questions. But I appreciate. Look, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you reading it and giving me your thoughts. Honestly, so
I read it twice.
Thanks, man.
I read it twice. I read it the second time for fun.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right. So ringing endorsement from Saul.
Yeah.
Thank God. I was nervous. I was like, oh my God, he's going to come in here. I took a shot with having him come out here and talk about it. But that was look, I got to be able to try to get the people who are like, you got to get them quick. And I'll tell you, Martini she's so good, dude. She writes, her jokes are solid. Our back and forth has been really wonderful. And I can't wait to get this moving.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
All right, here we go.
All right.
We're starting with a new member.
Hey,
Shanks became a new YouTube member, and I appreciate that very much. So, thank you, Shanks. Good time to do it for sure. Greenie from Oz. I love you, Kristian, but I don't think UFO podcasts will ever become mainstream. I've never said the podcasts are going to be mainstream. The only thing the mainstream does politics. I didn't say the podcasts were going to be mainstream. I'm talking about the topic in general, and I don't even necessarily know if it would be. It's just a matter of if this documentary is going to do anything. So we'll see. He also says, I believe it's just a psyop now. That to me, the psyop thing that's someone who doesn't pay attention to this stuff. To keep the masses distracted, the main problem again is Greenie, you're not paying it. That's someone who isn't. I've heard this before. That's why I say this. It's just someone who's not educated enough in what's been going on with the topic to say, oh, I guarantee it's just someone pretending to throw this out there. I would ask you this, Greenie. How much of the 2023 hearing did you pay attention to? Who is David Grush? Who is Carl Nell? Who is this? If you can answer me all those questions, then I'll take you serious. But I can't. The degeneracy and ultimately the destruction of the West. Yeah, I can't. I love you, Greenie. You're very involved here. But that comment I don't take. I would take it seriously as the fact that Mando and Grogu is going to make $2 billion at the box office.
Anybody who's a psyop, it loses me immediately.
Yeah. Greeny from Oz. So last question is any advice for those writing scripts today? And should they let modern politics influence whether we be left or right? I'm struggling with that a bit. I mean, no. Look, I mean, I'll let John answer this in his way too, but I think this to me is a very, as opposed to I didn't agree with any word that was in your last question. This one I think is a very solid question. You've got to write the story that you believe in. You've got to write the story that you want to tell. You've got to say the things that you want to say. And if that's what's going on and that's true to the characters in general, and that's true, then you should write it. Look, even in my script, there are things that I know that some characters say that are not politically correct, but I have a balance of somebody in there in the script that is basically going to keep other people going, well, wait a minute. And this conversation that's being had, right? We were just talking about After the Hunt. There's a lot of stuff in there that a lot of people go, wait a minute, you're going against what we tried to set up. Our team set this up and you're going against it. But Luca didn't give a shit. He went through and he did it. So, John, how do you feel about this?
Yeah, I mean, it's always write what you want to write. Don't write for anyone else or any group. Write what you want to write because that's going to become more authentic. And there are plenty of things that are universal, regardless of political influence. So that will make your script timeless if it's a universal script. But if you have a particular point of view, then lean into it and write the script from that point of view because you got to write from what you want to do.
Yep.
But writing for other people, you're never going to find success writing for what you think other people want.
No, I mean, look, if you're hired, but now the flip side of that is if you're hired, and this happens all the time, and it happened when I was working at Warner Brothers. So if you have a project, and let's say you have a script, but the writer on the script is just not hitting it, and did everything that we can. Well, Greeny from Oz just wrote that thing. Why don't we give them, let Greeny come in and we'll have the conversation about the thing, see what his take will be. Like, hey, we really want you to go in that direction. Can you make that happen? And you're hired gun. Then that's very different.
Yeah, like a writer's room. That's completely different.
Correct.
But if you're writing, you write for yourself.
Connor Mullis, how about them Cowboys, Roca?
Yeah.
Hey, Commanders. Woo.
The same Cowboys that lost to the Panthers? Is that the same Cowboys? So, take it with a grain of salt. Plus, Daniels went out in the third quarter. So, take it with a grain of salt.
Giants game is heartbreaking.
Oh, dude.
Heartbreaking.
I was shocked watching that on Red Zone.
Heartbreaking. Jay Anderson tuning into Chicago today. Pizza Spot Rex. Chicago, I don't know enough about it. I don't know if you follow Frankie Janish on Chicago on any of the platforms, but you should ask him. He knows Chicago places very well.
Frankie would know.
Ask Frankie. Frankie Numbers. I gotta have Frankie Numbers back on the show. I miss Frankie.
Yeah,
I love Frankie. Frankie's such a good guy. I miss Frankie.
Agreed.
Yeah. Go Powell. Early support. Thank you, Go Powell.
Powell.
Yeah, I got to reach out to Frankie. Did you ever have Frankie on?
No, he's come on the General Way a few times. Whenever Laura or Kevin can't make it, Frank is always kind enough to come on, and it's always a great discussion.
He's the best. Hank Pimp. Is Phoebe Cates the most iconic nudity scene ever? It's in the top 10.
Yeah.
It's in the top 10.
Probably. I mean, Margot Robbie and Wolf of Wall Street, that's...
Yep. Yeah,
there's a lot there as well.
There's a lot of good ones. What's a good one that would be for the 80s, and it has not gotten past the 80s, but any kid in the 80s knew it, and just one of the guys.
Oh yeah, right.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, Nathan Drake, where is Brett to discuss UAPs? Nowhere near the situation. Greeny, the greatest state of Israel, all cultural. Come on, we're doing. I mean, I guess I opened it up with the UAP topic.
Yeah, but that doesn't lead to other.
It's different. It's true.
It shouldn't. Yeah.
Yes, boy. Harloff, Roca, listen to me right now. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta admit it, but damn it, AI booked a pretty banger smackdown last Friday. What happened? Was it? What happened? With AI? Did they say?
Yeah, they're messing around with that.
Is it just terrible?
Yeah, it was not the greatest. Yeah.
Have you been paying attention to it at all?
Yeah, a little bit. I've been catching the highlights and stuff of that nature, but not watching full shows much. I didn't even do a watch along from those recent premium live events.
Yeah.
Which because it was at 5 a.m. But yeah.
Greeny's going nuts today. What are you doing, Greeny? Okay, I'll give him a call. I probably end up going to jail for this in the UK. And then here you go. He finishes up. Aussie. There you go. That's okay. I don't know, Greeny, what happened to you today?
Yeah, what's going on down in Australia?
I don't know what's going on with Greeny today. Greeny's usually one of the big positive peeps in the chat. Got let's see, 41 so far, John.
Hey,
pretty good.
Let's go. Let's get to 100. Come on, everybody, help me win this week. Wow, Jesus.
Where's your solid evidence? Other executives bring tells you will have any of you folks read 1984.
Oh,
again, I asked you the same questions. How much do you know? Again, or is it just you cash? I can't repeat myself, Greeny. I can't repeat myself. I'm gonna same thing. How much have you paid attention to it? These are the conversations. Like I said, it's one thing if someone is very well read up on what's been going on and can go back and forth, and I can ask them about the 1967, the stuff that happened in the nuclear stuff. I can ask them about the things that happen in in the South Africa. If I can ask, and they can say, well, no, actually, when Schumer brought the UAPDA bill at the end of last year and the year before, when those drones were going over Langley, and here's my reason why I don't think that is. You can't say any of that, Greeny. You're just going up. You're doing sheep mentality stuff, and that drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. I hate sheep mentality stuff because it's just you're following the flock. You don't have a. I could be wrong. If you're actually paying attention to it, and listen, you can tell me who Carl Nell is, Eric Davis, and all that. You can tell me those things. Then I was like, oh, well, then I'm wrong. The Little Yankee. Support for the occasional X-Files Monday on the Kristian Harloff show. Respect for Rocco, seemingly being the voice of the common person. That's why I had him on. I mean, well, he's going to be on anyway, but that's why I brought it up in this topic, and why I'd like to have him. The channel, but the other channel is called Down to Earth with Kristian Harloff. By the way, I would love to have John on there. I think it in the way that we used to have DJ on there. I think it represents the common person, and I think that the way, if you look at it, the way that John presented himself, very different in the way that Greeny did. And that's how, and again, I love Greeny's been a supporter of the channel, and I just today we're on different sides of things because he's presenting himself in that way that I can't stand it. What is that? It's a balloon. How do you know that? John's not thinking a balloon, but he's saying, look, let's look at other things and see how it is. Like that guy, Nick West.
Yeah.
Balloon. The balloon. But you don't even the balloon in the middle of Iraq over a base. The balloon. It's a balloon. What do you mean? You're a balloon. An idiot.
There it is.
Guy's the worst. All right, let's see. Next one after that, Lil Yankee. All this UAP and the Feds got us still closed. And the Fed. No, I know what he's saying. All this UAP and the federal government is so close. I think is what he meant. Juan Visuals. Rogan. How does that Man United win taste? Christian Blue Jays. Sorry. I thought you were saying the Blue Jays. Christian, Blue Jays, Mariners, or Dodgers? Big fan of today's crew. Have a great week. Just joking, Roka. So my answer to that is I couldn't give a shit. Is the answer of who? Blue Jays, Mariners, or Dodgers? And I was gonna say I'll pull for the Dodgers for the LA connection, but I'm actually pulling for the Mariners overall because of my friend Adam Ray. He's a big. The Mariners have never won the championship. He's a diehard Seattle fan, and
always choked.
So always have, but they're doing it now. It's 3-2.
They might
had a shot. They
might. Yeah, going back to Seattle.
Yeah, Blue Jays knocked out the Yanks, so I don't want them. If it's Blue Jays versus Dodgers, I'm pulling for the Dodgers. If it's the Dodgers versus Mariners, I'll pull for the Mariners.
Yeah, I mean, I was a Dodgers fan in LA. I went to the season tickets so I will always pull for the Dodgers, but I just think objectively they have the way more stronger team of the three teams that are left. And that pitching is just astronomical. Their pitching.
Yeah. It's true. The Little Yankee Fed Gods type. I meant to say Fed. We got it. Greeny from us didn't mean to cause trouble because I've been fans since 2014, being antagonistic. First of all, like I said, I know how long you've been a fan. You've been great. All the time you are. Today, this is the one that kind of scratches your balls. I get it, but I just don't agree with you.
There you go.
Greeny from Oz also says, "What's the Australian film industry missing? Films? No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. What is it?
Stars?
Maybe.
I would say stars because they always leave. The stars always leave to come be famous here in the States, like Chris Hemsworth, right? I mean, that's the thing that's missing is you guys can't keep your stars. You're a feeder system. That's kind of how it works.
Milton Duffy, research Ashton Forbes. Well, Milton, clearly you don't watch the Down to Earth with Kristian Harloff channel. I interviewed Ashton Forbes, Gorgon Stare, and MH. Very aware of all of that. I don't know if John necessarily is, but
MH370 I'm aware of, but I don't know the Gorgon Stare.
But the MH370, Ashton Forbes is convinced that with the footage that had come out, you've seen the thing with the orbs that they said that potentially that it was anti-gravity that took it away. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's convinced that it was anti-gravity technology.
Hmm.
So anyway,
And that they would kill these people, and that they would kill
if they were necessarily killed, who knows? I don't know.
Okay.
But that's what he believes. That one. I interviewed him. I had conversations. I listened to it. It was fascinating. Riley and I interviewed him. It was a fascinating conversation. But yeah, I mean, he's very much convinced. That's his whole thing is the anti-gravity stuff. Jake, going through a rough time right now. I had to cut my phobic dad in my life. I'm sorry about that, Jake. Kristian, your videos are keeping me sane. First of all, I'm sorry that you go through that.
Yeah.
Secondly, I'm glad that we can give you some laughs and entertainment to keep going over there, and we'll continue to do so. So thank you, Jake, and thank you for being honest. Very kind to share that kind of pain.
A lot of people going through that stuff, Jake. So find your solace where you can.
Sympathy of all things. John, what's the name of your weight loss program?
Awaken180weightloss.com. Go and head over there and see if they can help you. Yeah, I'm at 55 pounds now.
I love that.
Yeah. Slow. Now I'm slowing down. Like I was a lot at first, and now it's just kind of trickling every week. So
I can give you the program. That I'm working. Do you want you want to hit the gym?
I'm not ready yet.
Winston started hitting the gym now. Winston's going 4 days a week.
I heard. Yeah.
I got him on the program.
Yeah.
Thanks to Ming. Carlton Rudder. London Calling. Saw Roofman. I'm glad I did. Did you see it yet?
Not yet. No.
Oh, dude, I love it.
For sure.
It's in my top 10 for sure.
Yeah.
Easily. Crazy true story. Tatum and Dunst had great chemistry. They really did. We'll catch the show tomorrow. They really had great chemistry. I love that movie. It might even be my top 5. I don't know yet.
Wow.
I love that movie. I absolutely love that movie. It was my favorite Derek C. and Friends movie for sure. I know we talked about it last week, you and I.
Yeah, Jeff liked it too. He saw it
okay.
last week as well. Yeah.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Okay, Mike Joyce. Julia Roberts looked incredible in that sweater at the end of the hunt. Too bad the movie wasn't half as good as she looked in that scene. Well, that's probably true. But as far as I think we like the movie better than you did. But
it may not be politically correct to say this, and so be it. But I think Io is the problem. The movie isn't 100% great. You
don't think she was great in it?
No, I don't think so. I think she does great stuff on The Bear. I think she's a good actress.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this film was a little bit beyond where she's at as a talent.
Okay, you think she was out of her depth?
Yeah, because too much of it was like, and as an actor, I'm watching, too much was performative of the blinking, moving, agitated, like acting off the beat. And I get what she was doing, but because you're not sure if you're supposed to like this person or not. But I think there was a way to do it without being so showy and playing into her tactics, her tricks that she does as an actress. And so for me, I think that took away a little bit from the movie. So I think if that had been Zendaya, it's a whole nother conversation. You know what I'm saying?
I want to give, I don't know if a lot of people are going to care. So I'm going to give a warning here. I want to do a spoiler for After the Hunt real quick. I don't know if anybody's going to care or not, but I'm going to give a spoiler here, and I'll do this thing if we still have it. Let me see. Luke put that. Okay. So there it is. I'm putting this up there so that way people know if you're going to see the movie, there's something that. So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Who do you believe from what you've in the whole thing? We don't have to go into all the spoilers, but who do you believe? And then I'm going to tell you why I believe
here's what I believe.
Yeah.
I believe them both. I believe something happened.
Yeah.
And I believe he isn't willing to accept that he has this gear, and she made more of it than actually happened. I think the incident happened and both used that to push their narratives. And I like that the film makes you question them both by the end. So you have to ask yourself, who do you believe? So I believe something happened. I believe lines were crossed.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the lines were crossed as far as one person says they were, and certainly not crossed less than the other person says they were. So yeah.
I think he was a douche, and she knew that, maybe he had maybe crossed the line or could cross the line, or clearly, that might be true. I think she fabricated it, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
There is a moment right before the accusation comes out where she's all by herself in her room.
Yeah.
And it's right after the alleged incident.
Yeah.
And she's thinking and she smirks.
Yeah. Yeah.
That to me goes, what was she plotting? What was she
Also,
thinking?
yeah,
Why is she smirking if that was the case? But anyway,
yeah. Also, that scene where Julia hugs her and she's like kind of looking up like she's performing the hugging.
yeah, and she's like holding her hand and other things too to get like the sympathy. Anyway, that's my thought. That's it. I was just curious to see what John thought, but and I want to see what other people thought. Okay, we are back doing the questions. Sorry.
Battery, go fuck yourself.
Wait,
Julia Roberts is looking rough lately. Boy, you'd be on your hand and knees if she looked at you even slightly remotely interested.
John Rogan defending Roberts. All right.
I mean, come on. There's some things that are
gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Thank you, John.
Great now. I love how she's aging. She's
Told you. I couldn't agree with you more. She's
more attractive now than she was when she was.
She's just letting age, dude.
Yes, she's a woman and she's embracing it.
Some of these people who've left these, like, you can't even tell that it's their face anymore.
Yeah,
it's like Bill Burr says, "There's no hat for your face."
Look at Cheryl Hines now. I mean, that she's all over the news doing the interviews. Her plastic surgery is horrific.
It's just, look, I get it. I understand there's things that people want to do. You know, people want to try to hold on to youth. I get it. I understand it. But sometimes it's just like people get addicted to it like anything else. And it's not, and it's just not great. I would much rather, anyway. Okay. So we got 49 so far. Greenie,
come on, guys.
Greenie from Oz. You guys should do a top 10 scenes of the month or quarter to put it on Patreon and sell it to screenwriters who are chasing the hook. I don't know how much more time I got.
I know.
Let's see. Okay. Nathan Drake. I thought Tron Ares was kind of dull, and so was Leto. For Kristian, even after your hype, I went to see Roofman and I loved it. Does Tatum get a nom? I don't know if he's going to get a nom, but I wouldn't be mad if he did. Right. So Tron Ares was, I think story-wise, I agree, was dull. I couldn't agree more. I just think that visually, I thought it was visually amazing. It was amazing visually, and I didn't mind Leto. I thought Leto was actually probably the best thing about the movie. But yeah, I'll hype Roofman up all day long. Yeah, so I don't think he gets a nom, John.
Yeah, no, there's no way. It's not that kind of film that would get a nom. You know, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna give it to The Rock.
Greenie from Oz. Also, why do I feel like I'm the only screenwriter here asking these questions? Also, F Disney, they're all juice controlled. What is juice controlled? What does that mean?
I don't know.
What's juice controlled?
I think Greenie broke this morning.
What happened to Greenie today? I don't know. Mike, just glad to see you were out there on Saturday, Roca.
Yes, thank you. It was a fun time and really great spirit, and I appreciated being out there. There was a lot of fun people out there, and none of us were paid. So.
Greenie from Oz. Hulk movie. I'll see that bashing Red Skull. What is it? I don't. Greenie. What's going on? I mean, listen. Go on to my my UAP channel. I have Cornbread Hemp as a sponsor. You need some. That's Sinister McCall. Advice for 2 point of view books. Should I make a one POV chapter and the other odds? If a chapter ends in a cliffhanger, should the reader have to wait? Oh man, I don't know.
I would say so. Yeah. I mean, I've read a lot of books like that. Grisham writes books like that, where like you're left on a cliffhanger in one chapter and then you spend the chapter reading about the other story. Yeah, it's good. It keeps it fresh. I would absolutely say that for sure.
Yeah, I don't have enough on it. I'm not sure.
Don't be caught up in comparing the chapters and making them equal either. Yeah.
Go, pal. Happy birthday, Roca.
Thank you. It's on Thursday. Thank you for the early one. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Thursday. Okay. Josh Vaskovich, have you guys discussed on his performance? So I was watching something with I think it was just the news with my wife, and she's like, because he hit 3 home runs and plus pitching.
He pitched a 2-hitter.
Right. Like this isn't like imagine Reggie Jackson hitting those 3 home runs and then pitching. It's like, so she's like, is that rare? I'm like, it's beyond rare.
Yeah, it's Babe Ruth.
It's beyond rare. And not even Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth didn't even do that. 3 home runs and then pitching, like it's insane. People don't understand how insane it is to keep up that kind of. I mean, because you got to remember, when you think about pitchers, I remember when Bartolo Colon hit that home run and it was crazy. Yeah. And this guy's hitting 3.
Yeah.
And he's one of the best hitters in baseball, if not the best hitter.
One of them was outside the stadium. It was hit so hard.
It's
It was
nuts.
insane.
It's nuts. It's nuts. So no, we haven't. We just talked about it. Paul Hitchcock. Hey, Christian, something stunk in Denver yesterday. The Giants. It's true. I don't do something stinks in Denmark, John. I do something stinks in Denver. Had a 19-point lead and lost it. It was horrible. It's over, Jackson. We have the mile. Yeah, it was horrible. It was heartbreaking.
Yeah, but I think you, if you're a Giants fan, I think you can't be anything but excited. The kid led them on a game-winning drive and could have won the game if Denver hadn't come down and kicked that field goal.
Yeah,
that shows guts. That shows strength, and you can't discount that. That kid's for real, Jackson Dart.
Go Pal. Either you remember the movie Saul Good? Which one is that?
Saul Good.
I sound somewhat familiar.
Saul Good.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Aiden Majuba, Harry Maguire. Sure. RC. The DCU feels like Jay and Silent Bob could pop up in any moment. The jokes and tone feel like they're in the same universe. Potentially. Don't get John started though.
Yeah, don't get him
started.
Into it.
Josh Vaskovich, favorite Springsteen song or album? Tom Joad. I love.
Oh, God, Tom Joad's so good.
Big fan of Tom Joad. Trapped is another great one that I love by Springsteen. Favorite album? I mean, man, there's a lot of different. Let me see which ones. I like his live one that he did. Let me see. I'll tell you which one. Which is the one that
I mean, Nebraska is always going to be my favorite, but
yeah, it's a good one.
And I love Born in the USA was the one that got me into Springsteen.
Sure.
Teenager, but Tunnel of Love will always be my favorite.
Live 75 to 85 is a great one.
Yeah.
Live in New York City is also another one that I love. That's from 2001. There's Racing in the Street live is a good one from 2020. There's a lot of his live stuff. Have you ever seen him live?
No, I've never seen him live.
I've seen him live twice.
Regrets in my life.
I've seen him live twice. Yeah. Okay, let's see. So now we're at 55 as we're moving down here too. Jake, my Mariners are playing Game 7 tonight. Their first ever World Series appearance on the line. I know. I'm with you, Jay. Look, I'm pulling for you guys. I'm pulling you guys.
Pull out that trident.
Yep. Greenie from Oz. Politics got me today. Sorry, lads. Fair enough. Gareth Tucson. Agree with Jeff with too many films. How do these movies get enough box office after The Hunt, Roofman, Good Fortune, BP2 all on the same day in the UK? It's weird. You got to hope that they live well on streaming. That's where these movies have their second life.
Yeah, I think you hear the drumbeat getting louder and louder that people aren't going to see movies anymore in the numbers that they did, and the people outside of the bubble of moviegoers are the ones who are not going at the numbers that they used to go. That's really what's hurting the movie industry right now. And yeah, I said this years ago in a Collider mailbag that eventually going to a movie is going to be like going to the theater or Broadway, where the tickets are going to be a little more expensive, but you're going to get the optimal experience. But it's very much going to be only certain movies, and everything else is going to go straight to the house streaming.
Nathan Drake going to Dodgers parade if they win. Ask Winston that.
Yeah,
Winston. Is he a Dodgers fan again?
Oh, Donnie's the best player ever.
Yeah, Asol. Happy birthday, Reek Rook. Looks like we share a birthday. Mine's on the 24th. So I hope you have a good birthday, whatever that day that might be. Thursday.
You too. You too.
Levi, movie pitch. D's nuts undisclosed. Big balls being abducted by aliens. Filmed in black and white. A24 produced. Roka narrates the story.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, listen, Roka. You know what I'm gonna do?
What's that?
I'm gonna say hello. I'm gonna go. Listen, I like aliens. I like to get probed. That's right.
No.
Yeah. Oh, what do you mean no? You do too. Come on, you son of a bitch.
No.
I say, listen. You ever see E.T.? Yeah, I'll be phone home over here. I'm on nuts. Come on, I'm on nuts.
There's a reason they call you big balls and not small pecker, because I don't know what you're probing with that small little pecker of yours.
Oh, that's just when it's nice and limp. Wait until it gets. I can set bridges. Yeah, I had a rhinoceros crossover at one time.
Bridges.
Yeah. That's what they say. Yeah. Okay. It's nice to see you, outlaw.
Thank you, big balls. Yeah. Hi. Good to see you.
There he goes. He's gonna probe.
Big balls. Gets
big
probed.
Balls into where I can't find the two shot. There it is. Found it. Okay, let me reverse. That's the problem. We gotta get a big ball setting,
Yeah.
which is perfect. This is the problem with realizing that what I do for a living. I
Yes.
put the big ball segment came up, and my 8-year-old goes, "Who's Big Balls?" Where the hell is this? Yeah. So let me find this real quick, John. Here it is. Boom.
Bang,
All
bang.
right, going back over, and we got Greenie from Oz who says, "Feeder system. I hope to prove you wrong." I don't know what that means.
I mean, you talk about the Australian film industry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
good luck. But if you can pay what they pay in America, then you can keep them. But if you can't, you're not going to keep them.
Let's see.
Margot Robbie, Mel Gibson, Chris Hemsworth, Russell Crowe. A lot of Australians have come over and become successful and didn't stay in. Even Hugo Weaving, who was arguably one of the most Australian film actors, has come over for the last 30 decades.
He's pretty good. Greenie from Oz, Aussie cinema. Tell me something you'd love to see from it. I'm starting with my first uni film course, 2026 film school, Aussie style. Any advice? I appreciate it, bro. Roka, what do you think? So, Aussie, tell me something you'd love to see from it. I mean, I don't. It's so hard for me to say. To be honest, my favorite one was the Proposition was a great.
Oh, it's great Western.
Great Western, Australian Western. One of my favorite Australian films.
Yeah, Guy Pearce, another guy who's come over here and become successful. Yeah.
So,
you guys make good movies. It's not a matter of the quality of the movies. It's a matter of how much these movies are budgeted at, what they look like, and so Australian. There's some good Australian movies. I mean, one of my favorite movies ever was Proof, with Hugo Weaving as a blind guy, and if you haven't seen that, it's incredible. Russell Crowe had one where I think he was gay and his father was dealing with him being gay. And so there are some good Australian movies. It's just the budget, strictly ballroom. It's just the budget is limited,
Okay, so let's see. After that, 59 so far.
Hey, come on.
Good. It's good. Can we get to 100 before? I don't know.
Hey.
Greenie from Oz. Greenie from Oz is probably put in like the 40 of them. Thank you, Greenie. For those in the live stream reacting to my comments, respect. When you come to Australian, Roka or Christian, hit me up.
Yeah. I've been there twice.
Yeah. Casey Grant saying facts.
There you go.
Okay, let's see. Next one. After I can tell you again, you saw how close I was sitting.
Yeah.
You lost the beat. Greenie from Oz. Where do you think Rhea and Bronson Reed grew up?
I don't know. I'm sure you can look in their bios.
Yeah.
And find out. Yeah.
Go pal. I haven't seen the Julia movie, but Christian's comments were on me a pretty persuasion with Evan Rachel Wood. I never saw that one either. I'll tell you, and Chloe Sevigny's not getting enough. She was good in the movie too.
Yeah, she was only for 5 minutes of the movie.
No, she's not in a lot of
so
it.
frustrating. She's such a great actress. I wanted more from her. Yeah.
Same. Christian Madar, Task is one of the best shows this year. It's a good finale. It's a great finale. Great finale. Yeah. Paul Hitchcock. John Roca, look at Cheryl Hines. Me, pass. All right, let's see. After 61 so far, Crashing Coyote. Robbie from Task should play Scarecrow House. She should do anything that they want. Anything you can get him to do anything. You should get him. He's great.
I mean, I could see him as a Batman. I was so impressed by him. So impressed.
I wouldn't be against it. I don't. If somebody Roxy asked me, do I think he could play Batman? I don't know. Someone suggested that I think it would be great.
Ooh.
Is Harvey Dent?
Oh yeah,
right.
Sure.
Great as Harvey Dent.
Totally.
He's amazing. Yep. Blake Gilbert. Well, Blake, thank you, man.
Wow,
that's huge. Hearing rumors that Tobias Menzies, who was in F1, might play Amadeus Arkham in the Batman Part 2. Wonder if they incorporate in the 89 graphic novel story of that character from Arkham Asylum, a serious house and serious earth, maybe in flashbacks. I don't know, John, what do you think about that? That's crazy.
Yeah, First of all, I love Tobias. He's a fantastic actor. I've loved him since Rome.
Okay.
And yes, he was great in F1. He's great in everything he does. In The Crown, he's fantastic. So getting him to play Amadeus Arkham, I think, is great. He's got that air, that kind of superiority air. And if they go that route and he devolves into the mania that he devolves in these storylines, I think he'd be a fascinating character to add to the mix when you're going into a sequel of the Batman. Because remember, the first Batman explored the issue with his parents and the Waynes and what they were doing and their connection to the rich people and the shortcuts they took. So yeah, I could see it.
Let's see. I don't have. See, Tobias Menzies. Let me see which one was Tobias.
He was the antagonist in F1, the Brad Pitt movie.
Oh yeah. He's in Game of Thrones.
Yes, Game of
Yeah,
Thrones.
yeah. Right. Yeah, he was also in Outlander. Only reason I know that is because my wife religiously watched, and I walked in and I go, hey, yeah, he's great. And he was also he's great. He's really, really good. So he was in my play. That's anything you can put him in is another guy. Elevates the project.
Right.
For sure.
All the actors they want to bring in are these high level actors.
Yeah, I don't know enough about the rest of it, unfortunately. But okay, let's see. Saul. Haven't ruled out a psyop, but usually they're not this scale to public. They deliberately raise the stakes to congressional testimony that's really messy and almost he's saying it isn't, and almost as history gets disclosed.
I'm just saying the fact that even since he hasn't ruled it out, which means it's a possibility.
You got to. Now here's what I will say. I don't think that there aren't people involved that like they're used to certain people who they say are probably psyops, and there are other people who are plants and other things too. I think that is very, very possible, but the whole overall thing, no. Greenie from Oz. Yo, Roka, tell her to check out Lawrence of Arabia. Me and my dad went to St. Paul to see his memory. It was pretty effing cool. Yeah, I've never seen Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah, you gotta see it's almost 4 hours.
I know. Is that one of your favorites?
Taking an hour a day. It's in top 5.
Yeah,
for sure, ever.
Yeah. Armada. Did y'all see? I don't know if I should tell that story. It's a great Peter O'Toole story. I'll tell you off air.
You have a Peter O'Toole story? This is amazing.
It's a good one.
Okay.
I wonder. I don't think that, man. So I was dating someone. We'll just say I was dating someone that had worked with Peter O'Toole.
Oh, okay.
And when we started dating, said the advice I got from Peter O'Toole was never date a fan. And I went start going like this. And she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm canceling the subscription to your show. I'm no longer a subscriber to your show." And it got a big laugh. Armada, did y'all see the Lost Bus yet? No, I didn't see it. Any good?
Yeah, it was really good. McConaughey could be an outside chance at a nomination off that movie. Him and America Ferrera are really good. It's a true story about the fires that happened in 2019 in California.
Okay, it's pretty good.
Yeah, very good.
Legend M600. Let's go Seattle. Our last chance tonight. I'm actually now I'm not going to tell you to be quiet because I actually want you to win. So, Pooh the Weenie. Sorry about your Giants. Go Broncos. Well, yeah, it was a disaster. I mean, what can I say? It was a disaster. Yeah. Josh Vaskovich. Speaking of Aussie films, you guys are 80s kids. You either remember Fortress?
Oh God,
which one's Fortress?
The one with Christopher Lambert.
No, I don't remember.
And Highlander, dude. Yeah, when they were trying to make him a thing.
No, I don't remember that.
He was not a good actor, Christopher.
No. Oh, he's good in Tarzan, though. Remember Tarzan? He's good in Tarzan.
Greystoke. Yeah, he was good.
Yeah. Armada, is Daniel Jones the real deal in Indy? # for the shoe.
Well, they haven't played anybody of note. The Chargers are a broken team. The Broncos, but like they haven't really played anybody of note. When they play the Steelers later this year and the Chiefs, we'll see where the Colts are at that point. But yeah, they're doing what they need to do, and their offense looks great, but against crappy teams.
Let's see. Scott Cross, don't agree with Roka on more than a few things, but damn that Latino charm. Happy early 80th, you party animal.
Thank you.
Do you guys have a favorite movie poster? I'll tell you one of my favorite ones that I have it somewhere. I don't know where the hell it is, but it's the Dark Knight one with the Joker painting the face.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I love that one.
I don't know if I've got a favorite movie. I don't know if I've ever thought of a favorite movie poster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Anthony Nugent. Australia might be losing its actors to you, but you're losing productions to everyone. Facts.
Well, sure. Absolutely.
Facts.
Too much. Right.
Yeah, 100%. Battery. How was No Kings, Mr. Woka? Have fun? Happy. Just ignore it.
No, it's okay. I did have fun, and it was great. And if I look this good at 85, look how bad you look at 30. I mean, like, do your work.
Go, pal. Just saw a headline. Fassbender is going to play Joe Kennedy Sr. on Netflix series. Sounds interesting. I like Fassbender. I'm always interested. He's great. Yeah.
Kennedy Sr. was a interestingly corrupt guy.
Yep. Nathan Drake. Is Battery really evil John Madden? LOL. Oh, that's funny. I don't think so. I think they're very different points of views. Michael, what's up, Michael? Everyone's having their birthday this week. Mine's the 20th. Happy birthday. So happy birthday, Junior. Speaking of Aussie talent, may I suggest the Rover with Guy Pearce? Rover I've seen. It's great. That was the one I suggested to everybody when he was up for Batman. I said, you gotta watch that. Great film. It's a great film. Yeah. Really, really good. Yeah, that one. Holy moly, Greenie.
Hey,
look at Greenie.
Whoa.
Wow, Greenie. Rhea and Reed both grew up in my city of Adelaide. Same Philippines who made bring her back to talk to me. I'd like to be the 4th or 5th local Adelaide on the map. Also, Roka, listen to your Lawrence pod with Crush 3 times. I'll have my apprenticeship.
Thanks.
Night Greeny. Put in half of Greeny. Look, everything that Greeny today has earned everything that he did from the beginning to the end. What a battle we had today. Greeny, ending it strong there. So you start
my pod, which is the Cinephiles pod. I just want to give a quick plug.
Yeah, please.
Podcast. I think we did that one with Rachel Cushing, who was our guest for the Lawrence of Arabia episodes, and we're currently doing Scarface. Part 2 just dropped over the weekend. So if you guys want to listen to that, you can wherever you download podcasts. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. So we're at 70 with Greeny's last one. Shouldn't have drank too much. It is. His last one, he meant to put in $1.59.
Yeah.
Thank you, Greeny. It was
Whatever
very
done.
nice. It was amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, look, 70. It's a good start to a Monday.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'd say Greeny put in 83% of those. So thank you to Greeny today. You guys, appreciate you being here. As always, we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcast fan. If you want to watch our show, if you can't watch it every week or every day, you can watch it on the Clips channel. There's certain things you want to see. Please go and check that out. Check out the John Roca channel. John, once again,
you can find me at The Roca Says on social media. And Jeff just texted me. We are locked down to record an episode of the Hot Mic. We're recording it in about an hour, but it will be out later on this afternoon. It's not live. It'll be pre-recorded, but we are putting out some content. So head on over there and subscribe to the channel. Kristian, thanks again. Much love to everybody. And thanks for putting up with all of our conversations today. Take out. Peace. And great to see you, Tech Peter.
So, thank you to Tech Peter. Thank you to Roca for being here. Thank you to you guys for being here. Thank everybody who put together any questions, whether it was the super chats, whether it was part of the big live chat in general today. Oh, Greeny from us saying Mercury. Oh, there's 2 more. Mercury, hard ciders, gravity. Yes. I don't know what that means, Greeny, but I appreciate it. Battery, we are the aliens. You're not ready for that, though. Also, a theory that has been, trust me, Battery. I have all these, go to the UAP channel. All these things have been covered and more. Thank you guys so very much. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody for being here. A legend says if you're rooting for the Mariners, I mean, people that are left, I'll go for the Mariners for sure. Like I said, Adam Ray is a buddy of mine, and he's and you, legend, the 2 of you guys. I'm rooting for the both of you. Thanks again. I appreciate you guys. Please, if you want to support the show, I cannot emphasize enough how important it is for you to go and get one of those sponsors for yourselves. You're really going to like it. Come on, look at that True Classic shirt. Look at that. Love those True Classic shirts. Thanks again. I'll have my out of the theater reaction for the Bruce Springsteen film tonight, so check it out on the channel. Have your notifications ready. We'll be back here tomorrow with Roxy for sure. I think Mike's on the channel. I don't know. We'll find out. Thanks again. Appreciate you. And we'll see you on the flip side.